good fun show, you know. That was a good fun show actually with Stacey and all the girls. Yeah, that was good.
That's girl power. That's hardcore girl power there.
The thing is, I had Stacey on before, like before all the girls came on, so it was just like fun. It was just like a fun conversation, and then because they wanted to talk about something anyway, and Stacey wanted to bring them on, so it kind of worked out. So it was fun conversation. Not a lot of people would do it though. It's fun.
Yeah, you're a brave man.
Why? It wasn't tough though. It wasn't like.
Yeah, no, they're all lovely. They're all lovely.
Yeah.
I came in. I think I saw the part where Uella was talking about Beyonce and fucking what was she on about? She was saying something like that after she had the kid, she was more sexualized or something.
Yeah. I think that was no, that was like close to the beginning, I swear. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, close to the beginning. And then other stuff came up. But then that was a good conversation actually. I'd like to have any of them back, to be honest. And I think I saw Stace I think I saw her like a few weeks ago or something, actually. With like Rima and a few other girls. I was like, wait, that was a while ago. And they just started their own collective as well, which was good. I thought they were a collective already, to be honest.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen Stacey in time actually, but I can imagine them starting a collective.
Yeah. I think they announced it a few days ago.
Okay.
But I thought they were already a collective. They just didn't have a name.
Yeah.
Those ones is just like, oh, okay. Like, we work together our other stuff, but we just don't have a name. Now they have a name. Bang, done.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I mean, I've been ghost off social media for a little bit because I just wanted a break. So I need someone feeding me information about what's going on over there.
Yeah. What just in general?
Yeah, man. I just needed to take a little break, man. Like I feel like I've just been hooked into the internet all summer, innit? So I just wanted to take a little bit of time away.
Yeah, it's stressful though. What's been going on? I understood that. I understand that. Sometimes you just need that quick little break and whatever. Like yesterday was probably my actual break in sense of like I wasn't on my phone much. So yeah, that would probably count as a break mainly. But
gotta do it, man.
Yeah, you gotta do it, definitely. I was literally like not much on my phone. It's kind of just focused on other things. And just kind of got to have good people around me as well. So it is weird, isn't it? How are you finding this whole when they switch the social distancing to like from 30 to 6?
Bro,
it's weird, you know. It's weird.
I'm at a point, man, where like, I mean, for a long time, I haven't really like taken mainstream media very seriously, let alone our politicians. But I just think it's crazy. I think it's just, I don't get it. And like, there's so many things that are still being allowed to continue where more than 6 people gather. Schools are one of them.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing is it? Schools, restaurants, gyms. Like, only thing that's not allowed is obviously public. Like when you're in a park maybe or something like that, you have to be groups of 6 instead of a big group itself. And then, well, before you can be in a big group, there's no problems.
Yeah.
Then there's like how is the events actually getting closed off? Is it only events that are going to get closed off? Like, what's actually going on? Like, there's no clear mind anyway. There's no clear thing.
I hope it's not like, I think it might be, but I hope it's not like preparation for another lockdown. Like, I don't know if they're just like sowing the seeds for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. A few people were talking about it yesterday, actually. Or we were just having some drinks, and everyone was like, "This might be a little seed, like, or just a little start of it, just easing up to the next one." You know what I'm saying? So I think might hear that, sorry, but yeah, it's literally that. So it's interesting what's going on really, and then Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people were literally thinking like last weekend of freedom, like the last
Yeah,
weekend of freedom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sunny as well. Good
Yeah,
bit
it
of
was good.
weather.
It was very good for like if it is the last weekend of freedom per se.
Mm.
Because I don't think a lot of people will be going out if it's only six people are around.
Like, but also, who's gonna like obey the rules? Like, not saying that everyone's a rebel, but like, I feel like plenty of people weren't abiding by the rules at the beginning. Like, I don't think suddenly everyone's gonna be like, super
Yeah,
strict. I don't know.
yeah. There was a story actually just recently that came out today, I think. 19-year-old, he or she threw a house party, 30 plus people, that was above 30 plus people, got fined 10 grand.
10 grand. What?
Yeah,
That's mad. I thought it was like 100 quid or something.
apparently got fined 10 grand.
That's,
I don't know if it's true or not, but
mm,
hearing that as a story, because I think my friend posted it, I was like, wait, what? So
that's,
I haven't read up on it. I just saw it and I was like thinking, imagine throwing a party or making noise. It's just like maybe few of you, like let's say like let's say five, and you're just
mm,
there chilling at your own house, and then they come in thinking it's a party.
it's
You know what
long,
I'm
bro.
saying? And because the neighbors are very annoyed. Like that doesn't make sense.
Mm.
So
Yeah, weird times, man. Super weird
yeah,
time.
super weird times, but at
Mm.
the end of the day, some of us we just got to deal with it, man. Like at the end of the day, as long as I think personally, they shouldn't lose in lockdown so soon. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that should have been a bit more um things, but yeah,
yeah. I've heard some people. I've heard people say that they think the lockdown should have come sooner, but I I
mm,
feel like at the same time, I don't buy the fact that this virus wasn't already out and about in the population before
mm,
the first lockdown, because like, do you know what I mean? The virus was already in China like back in December. So
yeah,
like
we
we
all
had
knew
like
about it.
3, 4 months past. So I don't know. It's like it's weird, man.
Yeah, I think yeah, even with that way they're trying to do that rate, the plus one, minus one thing, zero. Like I think certain areas are above one, certain areas are above zero. Like France, was it yesterday? The news came out. They've had 10,000 cases found in one day.
It's
So I
weird.
don't know. We literally don't know what's going on. Like
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
don't know if that is a true story, which apparently it was. 10,000 over 10,000 cases found of COVID in France in one day. That's
But that means that 10,000 tests were done. So this is the other weird thing. It's like the case number will go up if you're doing tests, and it like if people don't get tested, then they don't end up as a statistic. So
yeah. Do you think like as well like because there's a thing as well with this cases thing. They could have had it before, but if they pass away in a different way, they will still count it as COVID.
yeah,
It's,
spooky.
yeah, it's spooky, man. Like I don't know what's going on. I actually don't know. It's it's,
Mm,
it's crazy now. And then you have the way that people are getting tested as well. They don't know like
mm.
if they want to do it or not. Like there's that stuff as well because it's free. It is free, I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I know
But
people got tested already.
I know a couple people who have been as well.
Yeah,
But some certain areas fill up as well, and so like people are having to travel to
other
like far.
places,
Mm,
the thing. Yeah, but hopefully get that all well sorted out, man. Sooner or later, hopefully next year we actually have a good summer instead of being inside. Because boy, that was horrible. That was horrible. I don't know how we all got through that, to be honest.
mm.
Yeah, but yeah, episode 121. This one.
Mad.
Yeah,
We've done
121.
we've done loads, man.
Yeah, we've done loads, man. Done loads on this one. So, it's gonna be 3 years next month. 3 years next month.
Sick.
So we were 2 weeks before, every 2 weeks before, and then uh yeah, every week. Yeah, after that, just started every week, every week, every week. So it's been 2 years of literally non-stop of episodes a week. So it's kind of a good achievement, maybe, to some people.
This is sick, man. That's impressive.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. But yeah, introduce yourself to the show, to the people that listen on the show, because they might not. Obviously, you're new
Mm,
to the show anyway.
yeah, man. I'm a filmmaker. Uh, I'm the founder of a media platform called Mandem.
Mm.
25. Had my own podcast this summer.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah. I watched a few clips actually. Yeah.
yeah. Did you see
So,
who did you know that I interviewed?
Femi was one. I've obviously had Femi on a few times here.
Mm,
Uh, Nazra, I know
mm.
Nazra. Who else was in there?
Yeah, Nazra's one was sick.
Yeah, because I think that was when she got the award, I believe, right? Was
Yeah, it was around that time.
around
Yeah.
that time frame, yeah.
Mm.
Uh, who else? DA,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, no, brother, DA's brother.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because I had both of them on when they released Rich Exchange.
Okay.
So yeah, like a few weeks after they released the EP, the joint
Sick.
EP. But
Talented boys.
yeah, talented
Mm.
boys. But yeah, because when I saw, I think who reposted the episode? I think it was Femi. We reposted it, and I checked it out, and I was like, oh, another podcast. Then I'm assuming it's in Bristol as well, or Southwest anyway. And then I was like, oh, check the other stuff like Stacey, obviously, was in there, and other episodes. So yeah, it was just something interesting, really. So yeah, how many? I think you're like 40-ish, maybe or
Yeah,
more.
we've paused on 40 for now.
Mm.
Because for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to do 30 in 3 months. And realized that that's a good way to burn out real quick.
Yeah,
Uh, it's like you do it. It's like you're saying like one a week and like or one every 2 weeks is a lot more like makes a lot more sense.
mm.
But I think as well I just wanted to like I had like a lot of people who I just wanted to do.
Mm.
Um, and then yeah, it's nice to like recuperate and then figure out what the next stage might be in the next selection of guests.
Yeah,
But it was fun, man. It was also a great way of staying sane during this fucking lockdown, bro.
yeah, yeah, bro. Like I had to take about a month, 6 week, 4 to 6 weeks out, just to kind of just sort everything out because that was the first stage of lockdown. Like it
Mm,
was kind of like the fresh, like no, don't leave your yard, don't do anything. Um, you can't literally do nothing. So and yeah, I just took it to kind of like sort out everything, finances, what I can do with work and all that because I was working from home as well at the same time, so it
mm.
was quite tricky. And then I think it was a time of me that's like, you know what, let me just call someone and actually try and do one because I never tried Zoom or anything.
Mm.
It was kind of like a new thing for me. And then when I
Same.
did it, yeah, when I did it, I was like, all right, cool. This is pretty simple, easy. It's
Mm,
just obviously, and it was easier because everyone's at home.
mm.
It just made sense, and then just like,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
strategically do it and kind of like right guess at right time. I think that was kind of like the main thing for everything now. It's like right guess, right time. Um, Reach out if I can, and obviously I've got a new segment of the show that I'm doing every week as well, which is kind of which splits it every 2 weeks, like be a normal episode and then the new segment one next week, and then back to the thing, just splitting it up and kind of be different, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, so it's like that. But yeah, the media company, how did that come about? Because
Yeah, man.
it's Mandemhood, not just Mandem, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the website, the URL is mandemhood.com, and on social media, that's our name.
Mm,
The platform is just called Mandem.
mm,
So yeah, that came about 2017. I was studying in Bristol, doing a filmmaking course, started to meet a lot more people in the city of Bristol, like in the creative community. Like met a lot of Black creatives in Bristol, and yeah, just after a few kind of conversations, I think like in my mind, I knew I'd wanted to set up a media platform, knowing that as a creative, it's so important to have platforms to put your work on. And then, but also at the same time, there were like conversations about diversity in the media. There was also a growing conversation about masculinity at the time. So it kind of naturally kind of came to a point where making a platform centered around men of color seemed like a cool idea to try out. So yeah, we ended up running with it. I ran around collecting bare interviews, like articles, a bunch of stuff for the launch. And then once we launched, we decided to start doing some events to create like a physical element to the space and the platform. And yeah, man, it's just been sick, man. We've done a lot of cool stuff, and hopefully we'll continue to do a lot of cool stuff, man. If this COVID-19 allows us, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I think what was it? Who was it? I think I saw something about one of the events that you guys run, and I forgot where it was, but it was where was the event space? It was somewhere in Bristol. It's close to like the harbour side, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the events was there, and kind of
you've done a lot there.
Yeah, and I think I think I know someone that went there or something like that. I forgot who, but yeah, and I just looked at the poster and I was like, oh, and there were some clips of content or pictures or something I saw online as well, and yeah, it was something interesting. Like, I don't think that there are events like that per se at the time as well, what I was seeing, because I'm kind of outside of this creative field. I take myself out just because, one, I do have a life, two, yeah, and two, like, it's kind of, this whole creative field in Bristol is new to me. Like, I'm meeting people, but I'm kind of standoffish.
Yeah, it's I can imagine, is like, I take it you're from Bristol originally as well. Nah, I detect a little accent in there.
Nah, bro.
Okay.
No, I was born in Philippines.
Oh, okay. Well, how long have you been living in Bristol?
04.
2004.
Yeah, 2004. So probably that's why.
That's like 16 years. That's a long time, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's probably why.
Yeah. But like, it's obviously, I can imagine there's a bit of friction between the fact that a lot of people from outside of Bristol come into Bristol, myself included, and then end up becoming part of the creative community. Whereas like people who might have been born in Bristol haven't had the same opportunities, and I don't know. But
that's an interesting view though, because a lot of people would think that, especially if they do creative things. But now, like, for me, I'm just kind of literally standoffish. Maybe. I think because I'm really like, I'm kind of like, I don't really leave. Yeah, I don't really leave my house much. Unless someone tells me like, yo, something's popping off. Like, this is popping off. Come on, man. Yeah, something's popping off, or like, yeah, like, all my friends are in town, or like from uni, especially because obviously a lot of us went to uni together. Some have left, some have stayed, so it's quite a new field for me, especially in creative field. Like, putting myself out there, and kind of, this is a new space, especially compared to other people in Bristol. If you don't agree with that, but if you don't mind agreeing, but yeah, this is a completely different space to what everyone does, because I know obviously in Bristol they kind of, it's mainly arts, if I'm correct. So
yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's a cool city, man. It's definitely got a good creative output, and a good creative network. But again, it's just, you know, the creative industry is like that. You kind of like, so much of it is like a who you know kind of thing, and it takes a lot of networking to get nestled in.
Yeah.
But I'm all for the staying home crew, man. I'm a bit of an introvert as well sometimes. So.
Yeah. A lot of if you think about it as well, a lot of a lot of creatives are mainly introverts. Like I don't know if you met him, but Corey, one of my boys, Corey.
Yeah, man, he's a good sick filmmaker.
Yeah, he's like not just a filmmaker, but just as a guy who's just whatever. You don't really see him out much, but when you see him, it's usually either he's working or he's just chilling somewhere and just pulled up and just like, you know what I mean? He's
a smart guy as well, man. I've had a few like deep chats with him. Like he's a very like interesting guy with a lot of interesting thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some good conversations with him, especially when we did he did the short film for BBC, a special episode for that. So just put literally on the day, just put it up.
You put that on Mandem actually, that film as well.
Yeah. So I put some visual stuff. I put some of the trailers, on that visual episode as well. That he sent me, and I put it up on socials and everything. So it kind of like spread the word, and yeah, man. Like luckily enough, like he's got some good. It had some good feedback as well, according to him, like from his family and other things as well. So that was really good. That was a good conversation, definitely. I hopefully I can have him back, because that guy.
That guy what?
That guy is busy.
Yeah.
Busy. He's mainly busy now. He's busy. But yeah, man. So since running, I'm assuming you don't run it by yourself.
Yeah, me and my brother do it together.
Oh, sick. So, what are probably like the positives and negatives of it? Because maybe a positive could be just everything's online. You could do everything online, but negative would probably be like the hassle to find venues for events to put out the content and stuff like that. So how do you find, what are those, do you think? Because maybe media company, because when you say media company, it could just be like a social media company, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to, like, me and my brother are both creative people. Like we're like filmmakers first and foremost in a lot of ways. I don't really like to see it as a company. Like I prefer to like sort of, it's almost like a project, or, you know, it's like, I feel like the positives are that it is its own thing, and we have complete license to make it its own unique thing. We don't have to like cater to how you're meant to have a media company or what a media company is meant to be or whatever. It's very much just like we kind of do what we want, which is nice. The positives are like that it's just people have just received it so well, and that like there's been so many amazing contributions from interesting people, and being brave enough to like share their experiences in a comfortable space. And yeah, I mean, you know, the positives can go on forever. And in terms of like the negatives, I'd say it's tough running a media platform or keeping it going anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why I tie into what it actually is, because as filmmakers, we're probably quite keen for it to almost evolve into a production company where we can start supporting young artists to create their own work, as opposed to just being like in the news media sector where it's all about just commenting on the latest thing that's happened in current affairs, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And so, yeah, I guess, yeah, as you say, like, you know, it can be a struggle sometimes to secure venues, get contributors in and all of that. But, you know, it's all worth it, you know?
Yeah, do you, with how did you guys get into doing films then? Like becoming filmmakers, because from filmmaker to running a media company, two different places, but it actually works at the same time.
Yeah.
Because obviously of what the generation we are in anyway.
Yeah. So like you say, it's convenient that I was doing filmmaking, because a lot of the first content was like video content. It was like filmed interviews and films. But yeah, like, no, yeah, the filmmaking, we got into that pretty much, I want to say, like, I think my brother did like media at A-level, and then that just set him on a path of wanting to do that. I came to it a little bit after him, though I'd always like had fun editing stuff at school and things like that. But it wasn't until my first year at uni, I decided to like drop out of a politics course and do a film course instead, and then just got deep into it then. Just fell in love with it, yeah. Like, and like since then we've made like a whole bunch of short films, and we're actually currently working on like a project together now, because that's another thing that's, you know, filmmaking is an expensive art form, and you need a lot of manpower, a lot of people. Sorry, that's sexist, isn't it? Manpower. You need a lot of people power, and yeah. So when you've got like a brother to work closely with, it's super useful.
Yeah, that's a good way of seeing it as well, especially if you guys love doing it both. Both love doing it, for word and words. But like, interestingly enough, it actually works for you. Like, do you think like companies have come up to you, like, when during, like, you just be chilling or whatever, like doing something for your company, and then a company just comes up and says, we want to work with you, but you're like a bit, are they actually being genuine? Because I'm going to assume that you don't want things to be forced.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point, man. I mean, I think we're definitely living in an era where like diversity is the buzzword, and I don't pretend that like just because we've been, you know, we like certain organizations have approached us or whatever and wanted to work with Mandem and stuff, and like, sure, it's probably like ticking their diversity quotas and that, but at the same time, like, the actual people that we've interacted with have been friendly, kind, good intentioned people. So it's like, I don't mind the tick boxy side of it, because it's like it's a mutual benefit. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone benefits from it. So it's like, yeah.
Do you think that what was it? Do you think like how was it running your own first event? Because I was meant to do a live show this year for the pod.
Mad.
And obviously that's probably one of the hardest things I've tried to do, because venues alone for a show is it's just very annoying, because there's not many venues that would fit the show, because you need an audience, you need equipment, which is mainly mics and speakers and maybe a DJ set and placing and everything else, and you obviously need a bar, need obviously ticket space, which is probably the easiest thing, but need venues. But how, obviously you've done many of them now through the company. How was like from the first one compared to now? Did it get easier, or was it just got harder?
Good question. It started off super small. So like the first event we did was literally in a university classroom. And yeah, like that was the only way I could do it. Like I had to have, unfortunately, I had a lecturer who I got on well with, and they helped book out a room, like just a room that we could use at the uni. And yeah, man, it started out small, and then from there, just the subject matter we were tapping into attracted a bit of attention, and then we were finally offered a bigger space. The Arnold Feeney kind of came to us and offered us a bigger space. But it's not, I've heard people ask me about, how do you, because I think people are often a bit like surprised at how you can just set up events and like bang them out and whatever. But it's like there's 100% process to it, and it's like, and it starts with starting off small, and also you have to have something that, like, we were lucky to have something that the venue wanted. Do you know what I mean? That, like, an arts venue like Arnafini wants to be hosting conversations about society and gender and diversity and all of that stuff. So it's like, so there's a give and take thing going on there, as opposed to like just hiring a space. So that was where we had our luck. And then, yeah, since then, it's pretty much been similar. It's been a bit of a give and take kind of vibe.
Do you think you'll take it outside of Bristol, or have you already?
Yeah, no, we did. We've done a couple in London, actually. Like the last one we did was in London. And yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think like we're not geographically locked down to one place. But it all just depends on what the opportunity. That.
Yeah. What do you think is like the most favorite event you've done that you were like, yes, this not just went well, but like you had like there's passion for it and you just enjoyed the whole event?
Yeah. Well, I got to meet one of my favorite rappers, which was pretty sick. I don't know if you heard of Loki.
Yeah, I know Loki. Yeah.
That was a fun one for sure. But I think almost I probably didn't enjoy it as much because like when it's like someone that high profile, you're just like making sure it all goes smoothly, and you don't really have time to like think. But I'd say my favorite one was we did one about feminism a couple of years ago, and it was just mad because we had like 5 black dudes discussing like how feminism might affect their lives and why it might be useful, and it just felt like such a rare thing to be doing, but like it actually just came out quite nice, and like I felt like a lot of people learned a lot from it, so it was kind of interesting.
That's a very interesting topic. And then the panel alone, I was like, wait, whoa, really? Like, okay, that's very interesting. That is actually very interesting. Do you think? And
we nearly got in trouble as well. We nearly got in trouble for it because obviously it's a bit crazy to have like 5 men talking about feminism with no female voice. But obviously, like we there's audience interaction, so obviously women were appreciating it and commenting from the audience. So.
Yeah, I think that as long as there are female representation there that are willing to have a conversation about it and willing to hear out views of the opposite sex about what's going on, especially if it's constructive and it's not like you're not like targeting them in a way that's very like almost harassing them.
Yeah, we weren't shitting on feminism. For sure.
Yeah, because there's some what was it? A few years ago, Reggie Yates, he did a series on what was going on around the world. Mainly it's mainly UK based, like the struggles, certain topics in the UK. One of them was literally about feminism, like how men feel about feminism. And
I remember that. I saw that, I think.
Yeah, and one of the guys, I was like, wait, this is actually a thing. And then I continued watching, and I was like, wow, like there is a guy that's 18, 19-year-old talking about how talking about how feminism is affecting him, as well as like why is the law more focused on the female side more than the male side.
That was about melanism, I think. Like
it was related to feminism.
Yeah.
But as well as like focusing on men's some were kind of actually degrading feminism as well. Some of them did degrade feminism because of what they believe in, because they tried to be like, oh, if they want to be equal, they wanted this and that and the fourth. So it was quite interesting. It was quite just to see it alone is quite, and there's an organization, there's it was crazy. It was mad. It was mad. It was mad.
Yeah, no, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was interesting to look at that, but yeah, at the end of the day, man, as long as you're not offending anybody, like, and it's constructive, yeah, it shouldn't get really into trouble, to be honest.
Yeah, man. And I mean, we weren't, it wasn't an anti-feminist event. It was very much a pro-feminist event. And I made sure the panel was balanced in that sense. But it wasn't also, there was one guy on there who was more anti, but he got kept in check quite nicely by the other guys. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good then. Yeah, that's one thing as well for panels then. How do you pick out the right person? Because you, as you said, like, you had one person that was a bit more anti, but the rest of them kept him in check, and making sure that this is not, the whole event's not offensive at all.
Yeah.
So how do you pick out the right person to be in a panel for these topics?
Yeah. Fortunately, I've mainly used people that I already know, more or less, and I'm lucky to have known like just, or like have via networking, have met like smart, interesting people who are good on panels. So often, yeah, it's often like just deciding from the pool of people I know in my mind, like, who would be good for this discussion, and like figuring out, oh yeah, they'd be good, and just trying to keep it balanced. So it's not, there's not too much like scouting involved. I think to do better, to be fair, I really at a stage now where should be branching out and trying to find people who, like, I don't know, or you know what I mean. It's like we're definitely at that stage, I think now.
Because obviously you got like Loki, as you said, one of your favorite rappers, Loki, on a panel to talk about a certain topic at an event. You know what I mean? Because some people I know, they need to be, a lot of people view that if they want my time, especially a high profile person, they have to be paid, and not everyone's going to do it for free. So that's one thing as well to kind of look at as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Has anybody invited you like to do events and talk about obviously what you do, the company and everything?
I've been on like a couple of panels. Not that many, but like a couple.
Yeah. How did you find it compared to running your own event and then kind of like going?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like obviously because I'm quite used to like hosting panels now, so it's funny you're on another panel and it's a difficult job, to be fair. Like hosting like you see it so much like online with talks. Like if the host just isn't quite like right, it just can just set the whole conversation in an awkward place. But yeah, it's it's a different experience when you're on the panel. You just have to have some good shit to say when the mic gets past you, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like if the atmosphere ain't right, or if the host doesn't kind of interact with asking questions up for himself as well as for the public, it kind of just makes it a bit of like it just looks like that no one's interacting with each other. It just looks stiff, like just, okay, that person says this, that person said that, no, that, okay, next question. Like there's no actual discussion amongst the panel as well as the audience.
For sure.
So that's cool as well. That it must be hard though. It must be hard, very very hard to pick.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. So is the company mainly focused on what's going on with because with like guys per se, like creative, like the men in the creative industry?
Yeah, particularly black males. So essentially, that is the USP, so to speak. But I think, with the ghostwriter media space that we created, that was a direct response to the fact that we didn't want to be like an echo chamber of just like one type of person. Or so yeah, what's been sick is like setting up the whole ghostwriter page is allowed to just invite everyone and anyone into the conversation to contribute, which has been pretty exciting and fun because it just diversifies it up a little bit. But obviously the desire to support young black men is in direct response to a legacy, a historic legacy of abuse and disenfranchisement of black men. Obviously, black women have gone through a similar thing, but there is one of the platforms that inspired Mandem is already out there and exists to support black women. So, but that doesn't mean like, you know, I wouldn't, you know, I'm down to support all types of black people. But yeah, it's just, I think it's been nice to just give a unique, nuanced perspective for the outsider to understand what, like, how black men feel, men of color feel about their place in society. Because there aren't loads of spaces, do you know what I mean, where men can just be open and honest in that way. So that's been something that's like worth treating preciously.
Yeah, I hear you. Because there's, to be honest, I see a lot of platforms for black women. The way I'm looking at things from an outside perspective. Especially having female friends that listen, watch these types of things, or go to events, these types of things, and kind of come back to me and kind of give their, not a feedback, but kind of what they saw from it and what they took from it. I've kind of seen that a lot of the time. But in terms of men, especially because I'm a big advocate of like speaking out emotions in terms of mental health. You could see that from the pod. Like I'm very vocal on mental health, especially at certain points. Like if it's a conversation about mental health, I will speak on it. And I'm an advocate for that, like men actually speaking out. But I don't get to see much on the creative side anyway of what's going on. You don't really get to see that, especially as well. We do have these conversations, and I'm assuming there are conversations, especially for black men in the community. But in general, yeah, you're probably one of the few platforms that focus on black men, especially for you know, the creative industry, and giving out a certain space to actually have a conversation.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's, you know, it's for only for people who are interested and what, like, do you know what I mean? I don't think there's a pressure for every black man in the world to have to identify with the platform, or like, you know, it's very much just an independent space that you can come and go as you please. You know, and it's not trying to speak for all black men or anything like that. Because we're all different, man. We're all fucking just human beings at the end of the day. I mean, gender and race are just categories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree on that. 100% agree. What was I gonna ask? Literally just lost it. You know when you have that question in your head, and then you just like, then you lose it for like 1 second, and then you're trying to grab it back, and it's just gone.
It's difficult, bruv. When you're podcasting, it's like fucking, like someone speaking, you're like listening to what they're saying, but you also like got to have something like what they, you know what I mean? It's mad. I learned a lot this summer, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I've tried. I wouldn't say I've literally, like, in terms of podcasting, I've learned to do that, but I'm just open to having a conversation, and when I think about it, I want to ask, and especially with I think this, how the space is going, how the podcast space is going, I think it's getting bigger, which is amazing. There's amazing variety, but I think you have to be really committed to this. Like, if you don't commit to it, I think you get lost. Especially in this open conversation lane, like just talk, like either be about jokes or be about an actual conversation of debates. Like you get loads of that now, but it's easy to get lost. And yeah, if you don't, to be honest, I'm shocked I even passed episode 10. Like I was shocked. I was like, wait, I've been on this for close to 3 years. It's been a while. Time's gone fast, bro.
Goes fast as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone fast, man. So it's at the end of the day, I would say just keep at it, man. Like, and probably when you do more of the conversation, it's just gonna be more easier for you. Especially if you do ghostwriter, keep doing ghostwriter, especially as well. Because I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be just about filmmaking. Obviously, it's just about general conversation of what's going on in the world. So
yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. What was I gonna as well?
I got a film I can promote.
Yeah, go on, do it, man. Promo. This is a space of promo for everybody, man.
Yeah, no, it's not actually like finished yet. So I'm jumping the gun a bit. I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, go ahead, man.
I was lucky enough to do. I just finished, like, Corey did a BBC Arts film. So I got onto the same scheme as him, like a couple of rounds later, and we just fucking finished shooting a couple of weeks ago now. Last week, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, sick.
I'm excited. I'm excited to drop that whenever it's ready.
Yeah, that's good. That's exciting, man. Because obviously he's told his story about how tough it is and
yeah,
licensing. A lot of bullshit.
So much bullshit involved, man. It's a joke.
Yeah. So is that your first like big production, like in terms of for TV?
I was lucky enough to do one before this, which was like, there was a random act scheme, which is similar to the scheme that we're doing now. But that was a Channel 4 thing. It didn't get put on Channel 4 because they're wet, but fuck it. They did put it on. It was on like their website and everything.
Yeah, that's one thing as well.
This is like.
Yeah, that's one thing as well with like companies, like these TV companies. Like you do these do these competitions or schemes or like to show talent, and it's going only online. Like,
yeah,
there's no promo for it. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's politics, man.
Yeah, it's politics, which is really, really, really weird. Really, really weird. But
I won't say nothing in case I get in trouble.
Of course, but like when the time comes and you guys release it, we'd love to talk about it, man. So
sure.
That's what every time I say, if anyone says like, yeah, I want to come on episode and talk about this, talk about that, I'm like, let's do it. Like, there's nothing stopping you. It's easier to reach out to me anyway. So it's like everyone can reach out to me. So it doesn't make sense. But because to be honest, this is also a music. Yeah, you know that. But what was it? Since we're a music platform as well, we should talk about music.
You make music?
No. Like, I have before the podcast, I'm trying to bring back the music segments. A lot of people enjoyed those, like to actually talk about music, like what people are into musically, the music industry, if they know anything about it per se. So I just wanted to ask, like, what's your favorite artist? Obviously, you said Loki is one of your favorite artists, but is there any other, like, for range wise, or is it just rap in general?
One of my favorite rappers is Lupe Fiasco.
Not a lot of people would name him.
Yeah, trust me. I want to say, I got my taste in music so much, I got so much variety. Like, I don't know, I'm into so many different things. There's no like one artist. I'm gonna have to whip up Spotify and pull out some of these names.
Run it, bro. Run it, man.
See, I've been listening a bit to Tom Misch and fucking Yusef Davies' new thing. What else? I like Bonobo.
I've heard that name before, Bonobo. I've heard that name a lot. I've never checked out the stuff.
Yeah, he's sick. He makes fucking mad like variety tunes. I like Radiohead, actually. I've been getting into Radiohead a lot.
Old school.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were talking about it like during lockdown and everything. They just listen to old music.
Yeah.
Everyone's been listening to old music.
Obviously, a bit of Drake. Can't go wrong with a bit of Drake.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Drake is always in the atmosphere anyway, atmosphere. But has there been like, have you been listening to like what's going on musically, like with like No Signal Radio and all that other and all these online radio shows that are coming out?
No, I haven't. I'm not.
Really? Yeah, no, like obviously there's during lockdown, a lot of online shows have been coming out, especially.
No games, bro.
You ain't playing no games. But yeah, a lot of radio shows such as like No Signal Radio is one. They've obviously were events at one point first, doing like day parties and stuff like that, and then they just created their own radio platform. I believe they just got their studio, so they're gonna be starting doing, and it's on every day, so certain time in the day, on, and I don't know if you did you probably might have heard it, but they were doing like sound clashes. So they were famous for doing like the Burna Boy versus Popcorn one, and then the Kid versus Vibes Cartel one as well.
No, that sounds mad though.
Yeah, they did 10 songs from each artist, and then people vote who has the best catalog basically from that. So yeah, they were famous for all of those, and then they have their own radio shows that go on it all throughout the day. Those have been popular as well. There's another one as well. I believe Vanessa is on there. I forgot. I don't know if you know Vanessa. I'm assuming you do.
A man like Vanessa, yeah.
Yeah.
Going ham.
Yeah, she's obviously works for what you call it, BBC and everything, and
yeah,
I believe she's got her own show now. And I know she used to do radio anyway, but especially in Bristol, and she's done a lot of stuff on radio as well for London especially. But I think it's I forgot the name of it. My friend even talked about it recently, as like it's an online thing, but I just forgot what his name. I actually just forgot the name of it. But now she's on there. She's kind of, I don't know if it's a weekly thing or a monthly thing, but that's something cool. That's a lot of online stuff really has been going around, especially. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting to as a guy who creates content online, just to see that. It's quite interesting, and it's getting people known, I guess, especially new artists.
Yeah, man. Active time for online right now.
Yeah, very active, very active. But it can't, as you said, like earlier in the show, like you just need a break sometimes, isn't it? Like it's just kind of things. But have you been listening to any new music?
Pop star, DJ Khaled. Not really, man. I don't know. I've not like really like. I've definitely been. It's more the old stuff. I think I've been going for.
Yeah. Obviously, Nas dropped his new album.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, it's good actually. It's way better than the Nasir one, the one with Kanye. That way better, way better. So if you want to listen to new music that still kind of feels oldie, that's definitely one. I would say listen to Burna Boy's album if you haven't heard it, but it's certain songs don't need to be on there. It's not really as good as.
I can't even think of I'm trying to think of the newest album I've actually listened to. Like, I feel like probably the Drake one. That was probably the last new album I listened to. At the beginning of lockdown, when I was desperate for some music.
Big Sean recently put out a project, Detroit 2. Obviously he's got his song with Nipsey that came out. that's probably one of my favorite songs on there. But the album in general it's enjoyable. So that's something to check out as well. Who else? New music, man. There's a guy I found today actually called Max. Was it? Is it Maxi Mills? I think that's his name. That's his name. Maxi Mills, yeah. Maxi Mills, and it's a song called "Burning Ears." That's very interesting as well. That's a very good one. That's something to check out. It's like R&B rap R&B, like, you know, boom bap, that type of thing. If you're into that stuff, then, you know, that's something to check out, and that's really good actually as well. Who else? What else have I been listening to? Yeah, Ling Hustle is another one I've been listening to. She's a R&B artist. So yeah, I haven't been really. I'm kind of mixing old and new. I've literally just been going back and forth with new and old music, man. Like it's weird to say, but yeah, because usually it'd be like I won't listen to much old music, and it just be new music that comes out every damn week, just to kind of keep myself updated. And then it's like lockdown happened, you listen to more old music. It's like you go all the way to like the 70s, the 80s, and kind of educate yourself as well. So like I remember listening to like Marvin Gaye like for a full day.
Yeah,
like
he's a fucking Marvin, mate.
Yeah, man.
I had a Marvin sesh back in not too long ago.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye, and then you listen to like, and then put because obviously if you're on Spotify or you on yeah, so when you're on Spotify, as soon as you finish the album, it just continues playing other people's music. I think I'll just let that run and just, you know what I'm saying. Obviously they've got the verses as well today. Dolly Parton, is it Dolly Parton? I could be wrong. Do you know about verses?
No.
It's Timbaland and Swiss Beats. They made a platform. It's basically two artists against each other, 20 songs for 20 songs, like their catalog, and see who wins, basically, in a public audience thing. The next one is tonight. It's Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle.
Man, I'm gonna have to check this out, man. I'm out of blue. I need to check this out.
Yeah, it's on. They do it on Instagram Live.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can literally just go on Instagram Live, type verses, and then it'll come up there, and you can just watch the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been doing it since lockdown, so they've had like quite a few people. They had Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu. They had.
I heard about that one. Yeah, I heard about that. That's
obviously if you're into like bashment reggae, Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man. That was the most iconic one to a lot of people. And then you have one of the recent ones was Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good, interesting one as well. And then obviously most recent is Brandy versus Monica. So that was a very interesting one.
Bare, bro. There's bare mashups happening.
Yeah, I literally like, I think after that clash, I listened to loads, basically a whole day of Brandy and Monica, just listening to their catalog. And I'm just thinking like, wow. Like, imagine like Monica's been in the industry since she was what, like 12, 13?
No
Brandy,
idea.
Brandy around the same time, like, because Brandy's worked with loads of people, and she's been co-signed by, you know, the great Whitney Houston. So that's crazy. I love. So that was listening to old catalog as well. So yeah, Patti LaBelle versus Gladys Knight tonight. So that's gonna be interesting. Might as well get your little incense, little candles around. You know what I'm saying?
Get the incense burning, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
I got fucking, my brother's shouting at me, the food's ready, mate. He's cooked me dinner. I'm fucking excited.
What's he cook?
I don't know. I think some pasta dish or something. It's free.
Oh, man.
He doesn't usually do it.
Oh, he doesn't usually cook.
Nah, man.
He's just trying to.
So I'm lucky. I'm lucky today.
Yeah, you're lucky today. But yeah, man. Now, just to end it off, man, to let you get your food. But now, I appreciate you actually doing this because this is the last minute. Like I
Yeah,
said that email, yeah.
that's my style, bro. Last minute. That suits me, man. That's all good with me.
Yeah, because I literally saw the email like last night. Because I don't really check my emails. I check my emails on a random basis. You know when you just look at your phone, and
Yeah,
then sometimes you'll be like, oh, let me check my email, see if there's anything in there.
yeah,
That's me. That is me.
yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you coming on, bro. Like I really
Thanks
do.
for having me, man. I appreciate you asking me, bro. 100%.
Yeah, because I don't really reach out much to new people, which is kind of like something I'm working on. Kind of because I'm like inside a bubble. I don't leave my house. It's kind of crazy like that most of the time. Um, but yeah, I really do appreciate it, man. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, bring out the socials, man, for everybody to check out anything.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. So what is it? Fucking forgotten already. No, so at Elias X Williams is like Twitter, Instagram, and then yeah, Mandemhood is Mandemhood, all one word.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. Is there anything to come up? Obviously the other than the film, the short film that's coming out, but is there anything like to look out for from the company?
Yeah, I'd say so. Basically, early days, but we're in the works of trying to establish what I was mentioning earlier, a way to support a young artist, basically, because I feel like that's the position we want to fill, be able to like support a new artist. So it's still early development though, isn't it? So I can't spill too many beans.
Of course. But that's good. That's a good thing to see, though. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so yeah, if you're into things in terms of like, obviously people can get in touch with you as well to get to be on Ghostwriter, just to have a conversation about something that's an open topic. So anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
and if you need a person, man's air, bruv.
Straight, bro. You're when I come back, you're on the list, bro.
Man's there. But yeah, man. iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play. What else? I'm not on Tidal, as far as I know. um, YouTube for the visuals. Kith and Kin podcast. Obviously rundowns next week. What else is there? Obviously Guap magazine, we're still on there, so if everyone uses their platform, just check it out, you know what I'm saying. What else is there to come? Wash your hands, wear a mask, stay safe, and let's pray that COVID goes away soon, bruv. Rona's gone, you know what I'm saying.